Hello, welcome to Women's Financial Empowerment Group. I'm your host, Ruth Agbeloso. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. If this is your first time here, please go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. Please go ahead and like, share, do all those wonderful things. Oh, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll know whenever I upload a new video. In today's video, I want to talk about some things to consider when you want to invest in a stock. So I've decided to just choose 5 of them that I feel were most important, or at least that I consider. Number 1, you want to think about what your goals are. Of course, everyone invests because they want to make money, so that's a given. But what are your specific goals? Is it wealth building? Is it so that you can have additional income during retirement? Is it capital appreciation? You've got to figure out what your goals are, and your goals will determine what your strategies are. We'll talk about in another video some of the strategies involved. But for now, we're just going to stick to some things to consider when you want to invest in a stock. So number 2, education. You want to make sure that you are educated about stocks, about money, things like that. You want to make sure that you are following news reports, financial news reports, read books about stocks and about different financial information. You just want to immerse yourself in that world so that you can understand what it's all about. It's really great to make sure that you understand what you're getting into before you actually get into. This way, you'll also know about the trends, what's hot, what's not, what makes a company successful, what makes them lose success. So those are some things that you want to consider, and doing your research by educating yourself will really help with your understanding of how it all works. Number 3, figure out what sectors interest you. So when it comes to sectors, there's so many different ones. Are you interested in tech? Are you interested in media companies? Are you interested in pharmaceuticals? Like I said before, there are so many to consider. So if there are specific ones that you're interested in, then you can more zero in on what is important to you from there. But I definitely, for myself, encourage diversification when it comes to every part of my investing. So not just in stocks, but in other areas. So you may want to consider doing that as well, having various sectors, but it's totally up to you. It's your money and you get to do what you want with it. So here goes another consideration. Number 4, companies of interest. So after you've decided what sectors interest you, then you'll want to zero it down to specific companies. So when you think about what companies you're interested in, you want to read up as much information about those specific companies as possible. So here are some things that you may want to read up about. I highly recommend looking at their Securities and Exchange Commission reports, filing reports. You want to look for specific information. Of course, if you have time and you want to read the whole thing, by all means, have at it. But if you don't have as much time, here are some things that you might want to zero in on. You'll want to look at their revenue, income, their earnings per share, return on equity. I always like to know what the expense ratio is for a company, because it's really important to know how much they spend versus how much they earn. In addition to that, you may want to know who is the CEO, what is their methods for how they lead the company, is it a strong leadership team? You want to know the longevity of the company, what are their successes, what have they not done so well with, different things like that, just so you could see how strong the company is. Also, you want to know their trends, how well they have done over time. So not just are they booming right now, are they on top right now, but how have they been doing over the last 5 years, 10 years, 20 months, 10 months, whatever. You want to get an idea, overall idea. Obviously, past performance does not determine how they're going to do in the future, but it just gives you a good idea of what company you're working with and how they do in general. And the 5th thing you'll want to consider is, do you like the company? Do you want to own this company? There may be things about this company that you particularly like. You like their business model, or things that they invest in or support may be in line with what you invest in and support. They may have the same values that you follow. So there may be different things about this company or these companies that you particularly like, and you want to own the company. So it's not just about, oh, is their stock going to go up tomorrow? But it's about, is this a company that I can stand behind, that I can have ownership in and feel proud that I own a piece of this company? So those were just 5 things to consider. Of course, there are other considerations, and you may just pick something just because it sounds good, but I always recommend for people to do their research on whatever company they would like to invest in. I hope this video has been helpful to you and that you've already liked it. If you haven't, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't. I am a financial coach, so if you need help getting your finances in order, go ahead and see my information in the description box, and let's figure out whether or not I'd be a right fit for you. Take care, and remember, change your mind, change your pocketbook.